Yeah, for Weibo here, I'm looking at how they use specific tools for Tien. It's his call of the pack, the ability just to be untargetable. Same thing with Light. If they can dodge out on some of the range,
That doesn't really have the timer to follow up on this. So right now Tien, I think, just trying to pick up one of these grubs, but the collapse is already coming in from Vampire. And now on the top side of the map, Breathe is the flash away from the unstoppable onslaught of Cube. And now it's a really big numbers advantage right now for WE. It's a 4v3 across the map. The first grub was secured by Weibo, but now Kars has come in with the Realm Warp as well. And that's going to force Weibo away from the objective, and WE will get the better end of things here.
Weibo are getting some gold onto Light. I kind of was watching him in the shop there. He bought 2 culls and then immediately had to sell it and go back. But he is pushing this bottom lane wave. If he's able to at least get a turret play for himself, I wouldn't be too mad about that as Weibo.
Crowd controlled up.
All right, Monkey takes too much damage. She has to recall, which means Weibo now get access to this dragon. I liked how creative they were, and the just being able to survive for that long was a boon for WE. Rise not having to lose anything, doesn't lose any of his summoner spells, I think is a very important trade. So we can kind of look now at the rest of this map right now. Nefiri has a very minor advantage with the clone here. And this seems like it's going to be a pincer for WE. They have the Nico ultimate. Can they find engage on the Weibo?
At this point for Weibo, their goal is to maybe just pick up one, but that's not even going to happen as Sion ulti has been popped. The choo-choo train comes in, and that will secure all 3 grubs here for WE. So remember, that was the win condition for Weibo potentially, and now their side lane is going to become a lot harder to deal with.
Sorry, but Pantheon could always come down and help. You can see they're in position. Kars has to be careful.
Yeah, Weibo have to make this play happen quick because they know that reinforcements are on the way, and they will do so successfully as Tien's able to pick up first blood here for Weibo, and Monkey not there in time to save his mid laner.
Though, no mana to use his ultimate, has the flash available. They're going to be willing to give up this dragon so that they can get maybe 2 or 3 plates. With plates falling down, it could be that Breathe just takes this whole turret.
Yeah, Cube should be dead here as long as nothing gets completely screwed up. Tien goes untargetable, pops the Conquer, and Breathe will land the final blow. And then it forces WE to now utilize some more resources towards the top side of the map. Erha going to be the sacrificial Nautilus here. Now we can see if the Nefiri and the Yorick will be able to escape. Most notably that Dragon, though, not being taken up. But there's the flash forward from Monkey as he finally gets WE on the board with 2 kills.
WE have come to play against Weibo. This is a lot of gold, and that was kind of the reason why we started to see the gold start to swing in favor of Weibo. Xiaohu prioritizing waves on side lane. He's been working at this bottom lane tier 1, and it'll go over to Weibo. So Ari is starting to get a lot of gold into their back pocket. And
yeah, I mean, they could have just gone for the Dragon. They will be able to get it right now as Tien was forced off of it because of the better grouping for WE, but it's maybe costing them some other things across the map, as now we see Erha somehow land that hook over the wall. I don't know exactly how that happened, but the 2-man depth charge will come into boot as well. It forces just a couple of backs away as WE will retreat after evening up that dragon count on this Nefiri, and could potentially get in there, but right now WE are the ones on the pit first.
okay, so Xiaohu gave up the wave. He took one and immediately came back through. Oh, we're just going for this.
Bull sending it here, but it's only onto the Nautilus for now. That E blocks up a ton of damage here as Monkey picks up his 3rd kill of the game for Team WE. Now the Realm Warp's going to come out. They're going to pop out some synced up as well, but Tien pops the untargetable and will be able to get away from that ulti. Now Light has a chance to free hit a little bit as Xiaohu becomes a target. He Spirit rushes away. That Weibo threw out at the Pantheon. But remember, no more Grand Starfall, no more Realm Warp, no opportunity really to gap close here for WE. So they want to just make sure they push Weibo out of here, maybe be able to start up this objective. They're waiting for Q to teleport in. Arrow, he dredge lines into the wall, and that will spell his doom as Taeyun will pick up his first kill of the game. Now it is a 4v3 in this top side of the map. Monkey throwing out the Comet Sphere, forcing Zhao and Tien to half, and that should gain them priority around this Rift Herald pit.
As well, they're going to look to try to corral them afterwards and try to maybe even go for a mid-tier 1. Screen them away from mid, make it very difficult for them to walk through.
It connects on a Vampire. It's a flash away. Kars going to go forward as well with the Rune Prison. Does not find the lockdown, and Tien will be able to flash away from it. And so just some more utilizations of those summoner spells. Now WE trying to push their way forward onto this tier 1 to make sure it doesn't go down just yet, as Weibo have sent a lot of their resources there to the tier 1 turret. Dredgeline does connect on a Monkey. Pops the E to try to block away some of the damage. This will certainly be the tower going down. Then can they look for more? There's the Spirit Rush forward. Xiaohu and Tien combine for the kill onto the Pantheon. That's a big shutdown in the hands of the Nefiri.
Now you've now lost control of your mid tier 1. You're probably going to be losing top lane tier 1 as well. Sion is ulting for this, but you got to drift around the wall. That's one. Can we hit
Okay,
York?
there's a knockup.
That's two.
Fully charged ultimate into a fully charged Q. Karis there to deal a little bit of extra damage. And WE get one right back onto the York. And they're right around the Otacon as it is just spawned. Looks like that will now be their target.
Oh, Pantheon can ult for this. I mean, Nico's probably in the area. They have Kaisa. They don't really care. Okay, WE. We are playing a spicy game here. Even with the gold as even as it is, they're just trying to stay on top of objectives here, and that'll grant them a voracious Otacon.
I love this right now here for Team WE. They're not even going to need the Pantheon to come in and secure it with a smite. That'll be Blood Roses galore for the underdogs here in this series, looking to pick up their second win overall in the Group Ascend stage.
The Otacon, there's no hesitation. There's no, hey, maybe like we kind of walk around the map, we take a top lane wave, and that's kind of it. They say, nope, we're just going to go ahead and start this objective. So clean play coming in from WE, and now again with the fact that they've now used this Rift Herald in mid, with how much wave clear they have access to between Ryze and this Kaisa, they are now starting up a second dragon as well. So this this game is remarkably close coming in, and you look at the score lines, you're like, okay, maybe that makes sense. You look at the names on these teams, this should be one-sided blowouts. I like the fact that we're seeing WE play the map.
We're from North America. Sometimes teams that are the underdogs that we see go up against some of the top level teams. They roll over a little bit. They die. They don't do too many things in terms of playmaking. But right now, that's not what WE is doing at all. As Airhog gets caught out once again, and Monkey claims his 4th kill of the game. Yeah, we're seeing Breathe on this Yorick, kind of just grouping with his team where he's not able to do too much, and we'll see if it ends up meaning anything as in comes Q with the Unstoppable Onslaught. It gets Feather Stormed away from, and so does the Pop Blossom, but Breathe is just dead before the fight even begins. It's a trade on the other side as Vampires fall, and it's a 1-for-1 overall on the map. Taeyun and Monkey still full HP. Karis on the back line as well with Double Blast on level 16. Here comes the re-engage potentially from Weibo Gaming. Here the ultimate is cancelled by the decimating smash of Cube. That means Tien has no way to get into the pit as the Dragon's been started up by Team WE.
Can Tien go for anything? I mean, maybe he can flash over the wall, find the smite steal, but between Cube, Karis is even waiting in the side right here.
He might be taking a little bit too much damage. He has to flash away. Monkey trying to land the stun. The Dragon's at 4,000 HP. Tien dashes back of the wall. Will he try to jump back in? No, it will be the Dragon secured here by Monkey. And Team W secure it. There goes Taeyun in with a killer instinct, forcing even more flashes off the board here for Weibo as they will run away after losing just their top laner.
Bottom lane. And Monkey has been a standout player in this game, number one.
Not over just yet, though, as they're going to try to fight their way out. The Baron is secured by Team W, and the health bars are low on their side. Pop Blossom does not find its mark, as Tien's able to use it and Targetable to get away. Xiaohu tries to find the charm, but it's Zhonya's away by Karis. Cube dashes in, but he's very, very low. They're going to try to 2v1 Tien and take the Nefiri down. It's a 2-for-0. Vampire lands the Tangle Barbs, lights at less than 100 HP. Will this be the fight? Taeyun flashing forward, but he's going to get punished here by Breathe. In the pit they go. It's an all-out brawl in the top lane, and WE are winning it. They pick up the ace of only losing one.
The fight, though, it's a full ace coming in for WE with 5 grubs and a Baron. How much of this base can they take? Long death timers here. Instead, they're going to take tier 2s in mid and top lane. And now the gold very firmly in Team WE's side.
Forcing pressure away, and then finally those kills started to come through. Very, very nicely done here for the jungler of WE. He's trying to go up 1-0 in this series over Weibo. They go for the inhibitor towers now. That mid lane tier 3 has been cracked. There's also tier 2 in the bottom lane. Being broken open by Karis. WBG have to make a decision soon. What will Weibo do? Will they pull the trigger mid, or will they try and single out Karis on this Ryze? It looks like right now they're hovering, and they actually have enough wave clear so far to make sure that this inhibitor doesn't die just yet. However, here comes the re-engage, the retake of the area of the mid lane here for Team WE. They lock down Cube. Here comes the fight. Depth charge lands. It's on to 3 people. Vampire going forward. Finds Pop Blossom in onto Xiaohu. He uses the Spirit Rush to try to get away. And right now, Breathe is the first to fall. Already 2-for-0. Soon to be 3. Xiaohu is down. The inhibitor's broken open. And Weibo are left wondering what the hell just happened. Team WE with a dismantling here of a tournament favorite here in the LPL. And they're going to take game 1 of this best-of-3 series.
Well, look at that. You know, we came into this series, Grape, so we're saying, okay, WE are probably going to make this go to 3.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.